Welcome back to the home of all things ballroom dance. Previously, I shared a video covering the myth that if you start dancing later in life, that you cannot become a good dancer, that it's too late. And totally not true, friends. Okay, if you missed part one, I'm going to share a link of that in the description, but I do want to share some more background information on that for you today, because it's a common question I hear my students say, especially those that start later in life, they come in like lamenting, oh, if I only would have started dancing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys, and I'm telling you, if you started dancing when you're 5 years old, it is not a guarantee that you are going to succeed in competition or even that you're going to be a good dancer, okay? So, first of all, I find more mature dancers have an emotional maturity, which greatly benefits their ballroom dancing, especially in the competitive world. So earlier on in life, we have just experienced less defeat, okay? Just statistically speaking. And as we mature in life, we learn that, hey, if I win 51% of the time, it's a win. I do find people that are have a little less life experience immediately are devastated, want to quit dancing when they get one comp that doesn't go their way. And I do find that the more mature dancers understand that it's a process and they enjoy that process. And they're not devastated and are more likely to stick with it and win. And as you know, a lot of success in dance sports or even social dance or any other kind of part of the ballroom dance world is stick-to-itiveness, okay? Not having a tantrum and quitting practicing for 3 weeks, etc. Okay. Related to being retired, as people get older, they tend to retire from their careers. It is easier for them to pigeonhole themselves into the time slots that work well for their pro. As pros, we only have so many people we can teach in a day, and there are what I call prime time lesson spots that everyone wants, after work and before they serve dinner to their family. Honestly, early mornings before work, really early, like 7 a.m., these tend to, for me at least, be very popular time slots. People want to come in before they start school that day. And retired dancers have a great asset in that they can dance around, so to speak, their pro's schedule. There are times I have students preparing for comps where I just can't fit them in because they want one of those prime time spots. And frankly, I do prioritize the existing students. So if I have a student that is a standing lesson every Tuesday at 8, honestly, they get what I call first dibs on that spot. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to throw someone under the bus if they're desperate for that lesson. If I think that it would work for that standing lesson to shift days or times, I will definitely ask them. But if they can't, honestly, I'm going to give them the priority. Okay, next step. You will grow slowly when you start later in life. But guess what? Everyone who starts at any age grows slowly, especially initially, okay? So will everyone else, regardless of age. No one, including your pro, became a champion overnight. We all started kind of struggling with left foot, right foot. We all start struggling with in that newcomer category in, getting our first costume and being scared to death when we walk on that floor. So not only are you not going to be the only one in those shoes, so are all other dancers, guys. I promise you that, okay? You know what? Ask your pro about it. I bet they remember, and they can tell you all about their experiences too when they started out dancing. I also find when children start very, very young, it's quite a challenge just because they don't understand, like, for example, right and left yet. So you do have some advantages as starting a little bit older or even much older, guys. I've also shared there are different age divisions in dance sport. Now, how this works is if you are, say, 90 years old, you are more than welcome to compete in Adult A if you think you can hold your own. But they do have, Adult B, Adult C, or senior level categories. These titles of the categories do depend if you're doing amateur or pro-am. But in a nutshell, you don't have to go up with people who are going to have more athletic natural ability than you, unless you choose to. And you're welcome to do that. I would leave that up to you and your teacher, okay? Also, you are allowed to compete in multiple levels. So there's nothing wrong with entering Adult A and Adult B, as long as you are in that Adult B category. You are not allowed to compete at the older age category. So for example, if I'm 25, I may not enter the 35 and over category. So that's kind of unusual in the dance sport world, in a fair way, in my opinion. But that does not mean the Adult B, Adult C, senior level cannot be amazing dancing. They are still capable of becoming beautiful dancers and of being highly respected in the dance world, including the competitive community, okay? We all recognize that we're all working real hard towards the same goal, okay? And we know that if someone, for example, is 80 years old, they have worked darn hard to stay at that fitness level and learn to become a good dancer. So props and respect to you, okay? You don't have to ever be worried about being looked down on, okay? Don't let age intimidate you at all from pursuing your dance dreams. Are you going to be able to start, say, at 30 and become an Adult A champion? Realistically, not. And I have had students, though, including children, including people, that are age-wise technically capable, but they lack the talent or money, or there's so many other factors involved that you need to get to that level. And in all honesty, I don't blow smoke up anyone's skirt. And I have told students, I realistically don't see that happening for you, and here's why. The couple times that has happened, honestly, they've dumped me as a pro, but guess what? They switched to someone else. Their results are even worse. And I know they look back and be like, hey, well, I appreciate that she was honest and she did a darn good job teaching me. So, if you want to compete in the open amateur Adult A, there are going to be limitations. You're not going to be able to start dancing when you're 60 and do that successfully. You're absolutely available. You can do it technically, but I wouldn't expect great success there. Same thing, if you want to ever compete in the open pro, that is hardcore. At that skill level, people are very experienced and athletically on point, okay? But doesn't mean you can't become a beautiful dancer, okay? Now, as I said, also, just because you starting as a kid does not guarantee you're going to be a champion. So just don't be intimidated by that, I guess, in a nutshell. And no matter how bad you think you are, I guarantee there's people looking up to you, okay, wishing they could dance like you. And honestly, secret in the ballroom dance professional world, we all actually, well, I can't speak for everyone, but everyone I know, including me, feels a little bit like a failure because we didn't win that world championship Blackpool title. Now, that's been what, 3 people in the last 15 years or something? Like, really? There's more than one successful couple in the world in the last 15 years. But, you know, we have our own insecurities, so our heart does go out to you, okay? But you know what? Just because I'm not a world champion doesn't mean I'm not a highly trained, you know, skilled and beautiful dancer. And you absolutely have that capability, and you probably already are and just don't realize it, okay? I guarantee someone's looking up to you right now. So, I hope that has been helpful. And guys, like I said, don't be afraid to start dancing as an adult. Even a very senior adult, you can become a beautiful dancer, highly trained dancer, highly respected dancer at any age, okay? So thank you so much for joining me today. And if you like all things ballroom dance, hey, subscribe to my channel. I post usually kind of cultural topics in the ballroom dance world, but I also share technique videos once a week. So if you're interested in that sort of jam, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have a different experience, something additional you'd like to share on a topic I've shared today, a differing opinion, hey, please share below. I love hearing other people's stories because I am just one person and we are a whole worldwide community of ballroom dancers, okay? So thank you for joining me and I look forward to seeing you first thing in the morning. Happy dancing, friends. Toodles.